they do that ending. Okay, let's play Little Willie Lips from yesterday. So now you play the Kurt Ratzenwinkel licks, which is the same but in fourths and fifths. Yes. It's the same. Instead of it's like Saturday, next class, I want a bass solo. And you, I want 2 bass solos. Okay, like you see, Paul Chambers plays a solo with the arco, with the bow. I don't ask him to play with the bow, but you should play a solo. 2 days to practice. Thursday and Friday. And Saturday before coming. Okay, and you the same. 1 finger. Okay, I play the intro on the piano. I play 1 chorus and then you come with the melody. Let's see if I'm lucky. Okay, let's go. Trio. No guitar. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 你知唔知我哋邊首歌嚟㗎？幾高級啊！佢攞嘢，哇，好勁喎！呢個啱晒要起個名。我第2個首歌啱晒。And then I play the first solo. Then you play, then I leave. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. structure. Don't play breaks in the middle of the song. The structure. Otherwise it makes big confusion. Okay, just a modern playing of this tune. Joe Lovano playing. I found it here. Joe Lovano playing Little Willie Lips. You know Joe Lovano, the tenor player. So all the jazz musicians like to play these tunes sometimes because they belong to a TV show, seems like. We have to wait. He's loading. Okay. If you search on YouTube, you will find different versions of these tunes. Okay, there's another version here with a lady singing, and she sings first the original song. This tune was made, I told you on the beginning, this tune was made over a standard, the harmonies, called All God's Children Got Written. So there is a lady here singing the original song, and then she sings the Little Willie Lips after the melody. Okay. So now let's for Saturday I'll give Mars another monk ballad. We play fast tunes and ballads. That's it. Speed and slow. Okay. Next week I will bring some Latin bebop tunes. Okay. So we play another rhythm. Okay. For Saturday I give to him, and we share this on Facebook. A beautiful monk ballad called Panonica. You know who Panonica was? Panonica. So I tell very quickly the story of Panonica. You should read more. Panonica was a baroness, an aristocrat, a lady, that lived in the 40s and the 50s, and she was a protector of the jazz musicians in New York. She was European, very rich, from the family Rothschild, very, very rich, and she loved jazz. And for you to know, she had an apartment, she had a suite in one of the most expensive hotels in New York. And Charlie Parker died in her suite. Charlie Parker. Okay? She loved jazz, and she was the protector of the jazz musicians at the time. So, because there were a lot of problems, as maybe you don't know, but if a black musician in the 50s and the 40s was caught with drugs, which was very normal, grass or something, whatever, the police took the license to play off, so they starved. They had no work. That's the reason a lot of musicians in the 50s emigrated to Europe, because they had no license to play in New York. It's the case of Bud Powell. Monk, sometimes he was caught with drugs, boom, no license, no work, no money. Okay? Was the way they had to punish the jazz musicians. And this baroness, the Panonica, she's the lady that has more jazz tunes with her name. Because the nickname of her is Nika. Panonica and Nika. So there is Nika's Dream, a lot of tunes. A lot of bebop tunes dedicated to this woman. She was the protector of jazz musicians, and when they have problems like drugs, no money, typical musicians situation, they come to her and she let them stay in her place. In this case, Charlie Parker was really in bad shape. He was 36 years old, and when the police come to check the body, they said, well, it's a 70-year-old man, and he was 36. So he was in really bad shape. and he died in her hotel suite in New York City. After Charlie Parker's death, the management of the hotel said for her to leave because they don't want jazz musicians dying in the five-star hotel. Okay, so she left the hotel and she was very rich. She bought an apartment and she started to live because she was European. She was not American. She started to live in a very rich, a very nice apartment in Brooklyn. Monk died there. By the end of his life, Monk, in the beginning of the 70s, he was totally nuts, crazy, and he decided not to play anymore. So he went to Baroness, and she took him for 6 or 7 years till he died. He died in her house. So that's the reason this lady has a lot of tunes with her name. So Pannonica is a beautiful ballad, you will see, and this is dedicated to her. Okay? So let's see if we can. But you can. There is a movie from 2010 about her story, her life story. It's called The Baroness of Jazz. It's an English documentary. And if you search the internet, you can see there is a documentary from Clint Eastwood called Straight No Chaser. It's very difficult to find over the internet. It's very well protected. It's difficult to find pirate. But I found it. I have not here. I forgot to bring. Yeah, it's beautiful because it's not a film. It's a documentary. Because the Baroness of Jazz is a recreation. She's not there. She's an actress. Okay, but it's the story of her. Okay, you should see that. But this documentary from Clint Eastwood is several small original films with Monk, with the tours of Monk, the concerts, Monk in the backstage, Monk sleeping in the hotel, and there are maybe 5 minutes that is Monk with her in a club, and I think they are smoking a joint together. I don't know. There is no smell in the movie. Okay, it's Monk and her is there, really, the real thing. So the Baroness Pannonica, as you as jazz musicians should know who she was, because she was very important. She didn't play anything, but she was the Baroness of all jazz musicians. Okay, so now let's try to hear this. I think we can hear a little bit of Joe Lovano, modern player playing Little Willie Lips. Okay. Okay, the trumpet player is Tom Harrell. You know Tom Harrell? Okay. And so this is a modern player playing an old tune. Of course, he's not playing like the old guys, he's playing more modern phrases. But the tradition is there. So, you can play very modern. Okay. Ay, merda. Okay, you check this home. But I was saying that you can play, if you study this type of music, then you go to the next steps, like the jazz itself followed different steps. Bebop, then the hard bop, which is a more complex bebop, till present days. If you follow this, probably with some talent, you will become very good jazz musician. Every note you play will sound jazz, because you come with the flow of the music since the beginning of this modern music. So that's, in my opinion, why we should start playing these tunes to get used to this type of universe, and then move to the other type of tunes which came after. So, what's happening, just to finish, you can pack your instruments, but what happened after the bebop? Okay, the peak of the bebop, in my opinion and in other people's opinion, is this record of Coltrane, Giant Steps, which is the top of the chords. It's impossible to play more chords. Okay? You understand? So this race for the chords, many chords, cycle of fifths, 2 5 1s, got to its peak, its Giant Steps. Okay? Which is already completely crazy. Okay? All the tunes went to a peak. After that, Coltrane started to play in one chord. Okay? But, and Miles Davis the same. Kind of Blue, the record is 59. Also Giant Steps is 59. 59 was a special year. Not for wine. It's too old. The wine for 59 is totally spoiled. Unless it's port wine. Okay. But those two records, Kind of Blue and Giant Steps, were recorded in 59. And Miles Davis in Kind of Blue already changed it. He starts to play less chords and more modal. Okay? And Coltrane, not yet. Coltrane was playing a lot of chords in 59. After, a little bit after Miles Davis, because Miles Davis was always the innovator. All the people followed Miles Davis. Miles Davis wrote the history of jazz. He was the writer he was the argument, the guy that writes the theater play. And the others were the actors, and he also was an actor. So, Coltrane, after Kind of Blue, he said, okay, that's the time to end with all these chords. So Coltrane started to make recordings after 59, in the early 60s, already going into modal, which is playing less chords and playing over a sound of one chord. But what's the difference between like a student that say, hey, there are too many chords, I like to play so what, 2 chords. A student will play so what and will sound like shit. Why? Because he doesn't know bebop. And so what, which has 2 chords, D minor and E flat minor in the bridge. When you hear so what played by jazz people, they play all these chords over one chord. Because they are bop players. You understand? So, when a student say, no, I don't want to play too many chords. So what? And he sounds like shit because he doesn't know the tradition. And you can spot instantly this guy is playing so what because he can't play the changes of other tunes. So he's playing modal. So beware of that. You can play all the modal you want, but you have to know to play over the changes first. Then you can play like these guys. When they play modal, if you hear Coltrane play modal, you can hear everything. All the chords he played in his life are there. All. Because it's part of his language, you know. If you hear any one of these greats, Miles Davis playing whatever, modal, he's playing all the chords he always played in his life because it's the way he speaks, you know. So, in my opinion, this is the jazz tradition, you know. You should follow the story. It's like any other art or human activity. You should know what is before you. So, always study this music step by step. Don't come from the roof because, like in Christmas, the Santa Claus comes. Don't do that because you can fall. You know. So the people that come to this music by the roof, normally it's inconsistent. There is no tradition. This music needs to be known, everything, to express fully in the language. Otherwise, you become, you know, you don't know part of the story. That's it. Then when you talk, you can hear that you don't know the story. You know only one part. Okay? That's it. So, I give him the Pannonica. You should read a little bit about Pannonica because it's interesting. If you go to internet, it's all there. She's in Wikipedia, everywhere. And the film, I didn't see the film. I saw parts of the film, but I was trying to get the film, but it's very difficult. Anyway, if one of you can get the film, please. It's the Baroness of Jazz. And some tunes dedicated to her. Nika's Dream. Because the Pannonica nickname was Nika. Okay? Because of she was Pannonica. Nika's Dream. There are a lot of tunes. Pannonica, you can see on the internet at least maybe 20 tunes dedicated to her. Famous tunes. Okay? This is probably one of the most famous because I don't know, but gossip says that she was in love with Monk. I don't know. They are both dead. We don't know. But people say that she had a secret. She was a European aristocrat. No, very rich, from aristocracy in Europe, and she could be in love with a black American in the 50s. So they say that was a kind of platonic romance with Monk. You understand what I say? So that's it. Okay, Saturday more.
11